Hi everyone and welcome back to my living room. Today we're doing a nice stretch session dedicated to our splits. So it's much better to do this kind of activity after you've done a workout already. And don't do it as first thing because it's a static kind of stretch. Although I'll lead you through a little bit of a warm-up and we'll ease into it. Make sure you've done something beforehand to protect yourself. So from here, we're going to take a nice wide stance. You're going to roll down through the head, hands onto the ground, and open those feet a bit wider, and we'll just start by going side to side. Keep the foot flat on the ground, and I push the knee so that it goes over the toes. Come back to center. Just let the body hang down, and we'll do a few bending stretches. Bend and stretch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Heel to those feet a bit closer together. Bend the knees and roll up through the spine. We're going to turn. So from the edge of your mat, you're going to take a nice juicy step forward, finding a lunge. I want you to bring that knee right above the ankle. You can bring your hands down to the ground and we'll push the back leg out, trying to lengthen it as much as we can by pushing through the heel. Good. And what I like to do is rock a little bit back and forth. Okay, from here, place your knee down on the ground. You can relax the leg back there if it feels good, or you can tuck the toes, whatever works for you. Obviously, tucking the toes is going to give you a little bit more of a deeper stretch. From here, let's stretch the front leg out in front of us, and trying to keep a really, really flat back, you're going to lengthen towards the leg, only as much as you can. Gently come up, push forwards, release the toes in the back. Again, keep them tucked if it's more comfortable. Make sure that foot is parallel to the mat, the front of the mat, and knee right on top. And we're going to lift. Really let those hips sink in. Good. If it feels good, bring the hand down to the ground. Careful in this one here. We tuck the toes behind. Heel toe the front leg a little bit out to the side, and you can push it a little bit out, trying to really get the other hip to the ground. I like to go on the edge of my foot as well. I get a nice deep stretch through the glute. You can relax the leg there if that feels good as well, keeping the twist. Bring it back to center. One more time, flex the foot in front and stretch towards the leg. And relax. Bring it back in. We'll once again tuck that back leg. Bring the hands on the inside of the foot. I heel toe it out, and I try to release my elbows down. Again, wiggling back and forth here. I do like to turn my foot out a little bit. Careful for your knee. Release the knee down. Walk yourself back up. And we've got everything to the other side. So, releasing your leg out in front of you. And stretch forwards. Bring the foot in. Let's go into a lunge. Lifting and pushing through the back heel, and we rock back and forth. Release the back knee. come up, and just let the hip follow through. And reach the hands back down to the ground. Tuck those back toes. Make sure the arms now are on the inside of your leg. Wonderful. If it feels comfortable, come down to your elbows. And again, we rock. Release the knee down if that feels any good. Come back onto your hands, or you can keep the foot tucked here and lift the leg. We place one hand on the outside of the leg and hold. Release that leg down if you wish. Bring everything back to center. Let's swap legs, stretching that front leg again, flexing the toes back towards you, and stretch forwards. Release, and come to your knees. For our next stretch, for our splits, we're going to bring one leg forward at a bent angle, sort of like a pigeon pose, or if you're thinking ballet in an attitude, and the back leg will resemble that from the back on the other hand. To start with, you can bring the foot in, actually both feet in, so you come into a nice fourth, trying to force the back hip down to the ground, keeping both sit bones on the ground. And if it's comfortable, we stretch forwards. Gently come up, and let's swap those legs around. Bringing them back in, trying to get sit bone to the ground. Of course, careful of your knees here, and if it hurts, get out of the position. It shouldn't if you're keeping your legs locked in and your feet closer to your body, but still, be careful, be gentle. And here, release forward. Gently walk the hands up. Release the legs. Good. From here, let's come to standing, and we're going to go down into our splits. So first leg forwards. My teachers would always say to start with your worst leg. That way you end on a good note and feeling better with yourself because you end on the good leg. So in this case, I'm going to bring my left leg forwards. I want you to think about two train tracks here. So they're parallel and they correspond to our hips and where our feet are aligned. The idea is that we want to keep on lowering the body in this position. Now, wiggling them away from each other. Bring that knee down if you need to. And if this is as far as you get today, that's fine. Flex the foot, hold up with the hands, and that's good. You can also use 2 yoga blocks to hold yourself up here. Otherwise, by all means, wiggle your way down. Let's point those toes. Keep the back nice and straight. Core in and engaged. And hold here. I like to sometimes wiggle side to side as I feel I get a little bit of a different range of motion. Can feel good. I keep on trying to readjust to make sure that I'm not opening up to the side, but I'm keeping those hips parallel. You feel a really deep stretch, in particular in the front leg. And when you've had enough, you release. Bring the leg to the front. Give it a shake. And we'll repeat to the other side. So coming up. This time I've got my good leg forwards. And I come through my parallel fourth position, respecting the train tracks once again. Wiggle the legs away from each other. Place that knee down. Once again, option to hold up. Option to hold up with your blocks. Otherwise, keep going through. Also option, if you're already quite flexible and you want to give it a go, you flex the back foot, tucking the toes. Otherwise, we release and we hold the torsion of the body. Trying to work through the core, keeping navel in. Breathing. Try to really stretch through those toes, extending through the knees. Wiggling side to side if that feels any good. And when you've had enough, bring it on forwards. Good. Now, another good exercise to try to work on your side splits and also front splits. We begin with bent knees. You can also begin this with extended knees. I'll show both versions. With the bent knee, what we do is we bring the knee into the chest as we lie down. We grab a hold of the ankle, so from the heel with the inside arm, opposite arm, and I extend through the leg, bringing it in a little bit deeper. I like to hold the leg behind the knee, and just so I can pull it in. We flex and release. And this time, if you feel it, you extend this bottom leg as well, stretching in opposite directions. Make sure you don't have a rolled up carpet in the way. And release. Flex the foot just to release. And one more time, up. A little bit higher. Point. Gently release the leg. And let's go to the other side. So swapping legs, starting from our bent knee position, we come on down, bringing it in, grab a hold of the ankle, and stretch it up. Inhale, exhale. Now bend and flex. And as you stretch, we stretch out the bottom leg. Bend and flex. And stretch out again. And one more. And up. And release. And come up. Now, to work on our second position, opening your legs out as much as you can to the side. Flex is always a good way to work in it. That way you ensure that you're stretching the backs of the knees and you're also activating the muscles to protect the joint here in the middle, the knees, which are really important and we don't want to injure them. So opening as wide as you can, trying to find a really straight back, not letting the pelvis tip back and your belly button come forwards. We try to sit on top of those sit bones. Now from here, a nice exercise can just be simply this, trying to sit really tall, finding that position. Or if you feel like you really want to work on this position, this is a little bit more advanced, we go for little lifts. So we're working on actively lengthening and strengthening. So we push up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And release. Breathe. Point the toes to give them a rest from the flex. And we're going to do that one more time. Flexing the feet. Bring the arms up to your fifth position. Rib cage closed. Everything tucked. And we push up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gently release. Let's close those legs in front of us. Give them a little rest. Windshield wiper side to side. moving to the back of your mat, let's open those legs up one more time. This time we're pointing the toes. All right, to our maximum, I'm going to bring my arms up and I'm going to rest forwards and come back up. You'll find you might actually have to close your legs a little bit more in this exercise, but because we're activating the muscles to hold us in this position, you'll find that afterwards you can actually get deeper into it. Let's give it a go. So we open out into second, trying to touch down, and we come back up. 2 more. And up. 1 more. And up. Obviously, option to do this with your arms in fifth position, which is a little bit heavier because it makes your upper body heavier. 2, 3, and 4. Come back up, release. Open those legs to your max and stretch on forward, thinking toes to the ceiling, and hold. All right, from here, we have 2 options of going over. Now, if you're already quite low onto the ground, go back into that position we had, and you're going to gently pull over, bringing the inside of the feet to the ground so that the inside is down. But we still want to think about those toes wanting to touch the ceiling. Again, this kind of active movement protects the knees, which we want to do. Alternative, if we're a little bit more close, that's absolutely fine. Much healthier option for this is 1 hand in front, 1 behind. We lift, we go over our maximum point, and we hold. Keep those feet flexing towards the ceiling. If we can, we come down to our knees in this position, and we hold it, and we breathe for 10. I'll stay here with you, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release forwards. Try pointing those toes, see what happens. Breathe, because we're going all the way back. Flex the feet again. Hands under your chest. Start to pull back and come through. Now, if that's not happening and we can't get the reverse, don't force it. From this position here, you close your legs behind you, however you manage. If they're stretched, close them behind you. Don't kick your sofa. And we come on up and we'll have a little stretch in the reverse, sitting back on your heels. Gently sit up. And that's it. Those are my tips and the exercises that I do to work on my splits and improve them. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you did.